What do you think is more important for a real estate market? And maybe to further elaborate this question is that if I want to understand, can I buy into this particular district or this particular place or this particular condo project? If I know that there's a lot of buyers always aiming for this project, will that help to influence my decision that this is a good project? Or on the other flip side, if I get intel that this condo, there's a lot of sellers want to sell, but there are lesser buyers, does this influence me to want to buy this project even further? So which one do you think is more important for the objective of capital appreciation of a particular project, condo, or landed enclave? Sellers or buyers will drive the price more. So firstly, to know whether are sellers or buyers more influential in terms of capital appreciation or valuation appreciation of a particular project, we need to understand, firstly, why do sellers want to sell in the first place? Now, if you own a particular property, you're very happy staying there, all right? And you tell your wife or you tell your husband, hey, darling, I don't want to sell this place. I love this property. You know, we bought this property for $4 million. We're very happy staying here. Our kids are studying. You know, we're enjoying the space. We don't want to sell. Now, tomorrow, somebody knocks on your door, knocks on your landed property. Mr. Lim, I want to buy your property. So a direct buyer comes by, right, and says, hey, Mr. Lim, I want to buy a property for $4 million. Can you sell me? Of course, you will say no, because you already bought this at $4 million. There's buyer stamp duty and all this kind of stuff. And you're so happy here. Why should you sell? The next day, another buyer comes. Mr. Lim, I want to buy this property. I love your property. Are you okay to sell me at $5 million? Then you say, wow, $1 million appreciation is just 3 years. No lah, too little already. I don't want to sell. No, sorry. I'm very happy staying here. 1 month later, somebody knocked on your door again and said, can I offer you $8 million for your place? That's something different. You earn $4 million in 3 years. That's something different. What if somebody comes and knocks on your door and say, can I offer you $10 million for your landed home? That is a different story already. Now, what am I trying to say? And these guys keep laughing. I just don't understand why. Okay. Why do sellers want to sell in the first place? The core rationale is because there is a margin that they have seen. There's an appreciation. The motivation comes from the availability and buying power of demand. Now, sellers are motivated when there's appreciation. Now, imagine you live in a landed home for 20 years, you buy at $4 million, 20 years later it's still $4 million, you have no motivation to sell because there's no point for you to sell. And of course, if you look at some countries and overseas properties, you might be holding to some overseas properties for a good 10 over years already, and the price remains the same. You have zero motivation to sell. The only reason you want to sell is just to get out of that country, that's all. But what I'm trying to say is that sellers are motivated to sell when there's appreciation in the value of their property that they're holding, and sellers are not motivated when there's no appreciation in their properties. So, when there is a high level of demand, it causes price to appreciate, because when price appreciates in terms of the causation of demand from the buyers, sellers are more motivated to sell, and thus transaction happens, right? So coming back to just now that question, sellers or buyers are more influential in price upward. Now, of course, the answer to this is summated in this quote from myself, is that you can build as many houses and condos as you want in a country. You can have all the people trying to sell their properties, but when there's no buyers and there's no demand, the market is dead. Because in real estate, demand is the more important factor to drive price appreciation, price growth, and capital appreciation. That is why population growth is important to a country. Controlling supply is important, because without demand, price will not grow. And thus, population growth comes from a good governance of the country, good economic stability to draw investors in, to draw immigrants in, to draw foreign investors in. And thus, this is, of course, something that you find that, it seems like we're in Singapore, all these things are actually forming all the missing portion, and that's why our price growth is very stable.